Hey everybody, this is Mr. Schwartz, and I wanted to show you a little tutorial about making a memorable visualization and a cluttered visualization versus a well-organized visualization. And so let's get started. So making your visualization meaningful, the first thing you want to do is try to think about using certain fonts and different screens. In other words, you want to have a plan. You want to have a plan and objective to put your thoughts together in order to make one. You have to have a clear objective. What kind of point do you want to get across? What kind of plan do you have? You have to ask questions like, what kind of colors am I going to use? What font style? How many slides? What kind of visuals or media or websites am I going to include? And then finally, I think the most important question is, what kind of app or application or platform are you going to use that's most meaningful to you, or the user-friendly, or the best in your opinion? You want to provide representations in your visualization that complement each other. In other words, they should flow really good and they should complement each other. They need to make sense for the learner. And if you do that, they will provide a more complete picture of a difficult concept. And that's what you want. You want that difficult concept made easier for the learner. For a math visualization, which you will create, should be a verbal description of the function. Like if you're doing, like we're studying growth and decay right now, so you want to have a verbal description of the function or the equation that you're using, and then it's probably a good idea, since your classmates won't know what it is, or they maybe have not seen it before, you should maybe provide a table with a graph. When you're doing math or learning new equations or functions, providing a table of values is a great way to visually represent something and to make the visualization more understandable. Then you want to provide multiple representations that go along with the concept, in this case growth and decay, which has a real-life example or a real-life application, because you really want to make it relatable. You want to make the visualization relatable to the person to make that difficult concept easier to understand. And of course you can use so much digital tools like a smartphone or Google. Here's an example you can see here of growth and decay. So here's an example of the equation, representation of it, of growth and decay here in the corner. Here's an example of something you could do with a table of values that have the table and the values for the function of growth, a typical growth function. Here's growth and decay together with the values graphed, which is an important, meaningful representation of where the values come from and how they're generated on a graph, which is important to understand. Population growth, which is something that's part of exponential growth. Depreciation, interest, invasive species like we have here on Guam, radioactive elements, cooling of liquids are all examples of growth and decay. Those are all real-life examples. So that's what you want to include to make your visualization meaningful. Car depreciation, that's an example of decay. So you buy a new car, you drive it off the lot, of course it's going to depreciate. So you want to have some kind of visual representation that makes the math concept that you're learning meaningful to the listener. Avoid bullet lists and text only. Use different forms of media. Make your content relatable in a real-life context. Here's a real-life problem. You want to include some kind of real-life problem so that when we're studying it, it makes sense of why and answers the question why we study it and how we're going to use it in the real world. Link the appropriate media such as videos, documents, audio, and websites for further help. Here's some examples of what you could link as far as websites that you can link, or videos. And it's really easy to do in a lot of platforms. Like this one. I'll go ahead and
in this video, we're going to
get out of there. And in closing, build confidence by producing visualizations that are designed well, have a well thought out plan. Your purpose and objectives are very important to support your visualization with appropriate text and media. Complement your visualizations by using tables, charts, graphs, videos, real-life applications, and make it relatable. Good luck, class, and I hope you'll use these tips to go out and deliver a memorable visualization for your presentation. This is Mr. Schwartz signing off. Thanks so much for listening, and I will talk to you very soon.